Nikki, what are you doing?
Dancing with this Pop-Tart. Duh.
Nikki, where are we going?
You know where we're going, Julien.
We're going to Korea and then we're going to Japan. Woo!
Julien.
You're right, it's like...
It's late.
How late is it? It's 1 a.m. Okay, time to go though.
Bye.
What's that? A vlog on the Hungover Gaming YouTube channel? That's right. My girlfriend Nikki and I went to Korea and Japan over the course of 12 days to visit some friends and family. We saw all of the sights in Seoul, Jeju, and Tokyo. We ate some of the best meals I've ever had in my life, and we had a great time to boot. So strap in, everybody. This is a multiple part series, and it's going to be a doozy. Now stick. Really?
Yeah.
But we're just gonna. Okay.
You're not gonna get any change back.
General ticket being issued. Please wait a few moments.
We're going to Jeju.
So I realized when going through the footage that none of this footage has any context of our trip to Jeju, and today we're going to Jeju, which is cool. It's a small volcanic island on the south coast of South Korea, and it's quite a popular tourist destination for many Koreans. I believe the flight from Seoul to Jeju is the most popular, or is the most frequented flight in the world, which is pretty cool. We're going to go visit my cousin, and I'll be your companion for the majority of that trip. Should be fun though, anyways. So why would you even go to visit Jeju to begin with? Well, it's kind of like a tropical island, I guess. I mean, not really, but it's a volcanic island, and people have liked it to like the Hawaii of Korea. What's actually on the island, for instance, it's known for tangerines, which is pretty cool. So if you're into tangerines, definitely go visit. They have some great tangerines and tangerine products. Such as like popsicles and things like that. There's also a lot of schools there, international schools. So a lot of people send their children to Jeju in order to, get an international education, quote unquote. And that's what my cousin is actually trying to do with their son. There's a lot of outdoor type things to do as well. There's Mount Halasan, I believe is how you pronounce it. It's the central dominant peak in Jeju, which is pretty cool. You can climb it all the way to the top, although that takes an incredible... it's like a whole day's journey in order to do that. But it's a nice hike if that's what you want to do. And there's also an odd number of museums. There's a lot of different types of museums, like the Hello Kitty Museum, which we visit later. But for now, we're going to go visit a wildlife reserve, a privately owned wildlife reserve, which is an interesting thing to do. It's actually really cool. All the animals were outdoors, so it was a lot of fun.
That little guy with the eyes closed.
Oh, so cute.
Good job, Alice.
Oh, he's so
No, I was like, oh my god, I got the stuffed
Mommy.
alpaca.
Yeah, alpaca. Samina, put this on. It's actually chill.
So all the falcons, hawks, and eagles were actually tethered down, which is why we're allowed to get so close to them. This is because they're actually injured animals, and so they're kept here and brought outside for certain portions of the day so people can come visit them. And also, as they're being recovered, as they're being healed, they don't want them to fly away. So they want to give them time outside. They want to treat to their medical needs, and then they also want to, use them to make money, right? So you got to have them on display. You're actually allowed to hold them. They've been trained, or some of them have been trained to go on to the glove, the falconry glove, which is pretty cool. It was fun.
Yeah. Do you see how many food?
They're so cute. Oh, hi, bird. What are you doing next to your, prey? Is that...
Probably desensitizing. Although they told me they do use them to hunt.
Yeah.
They train them to hunt.
Julien, do you see all those ducks?
Sure. See those ducks. Great ducks.
Oh, I like the mallards.
Mallard duck.
Mallards are my favorite.
Yeah? That's right, sweetie. That's right. Look at that one wobbling.
Let them have that thing.
I've made friends. I've made friends.
Good job, Nikki. You did it.
So next up, we're going to make a pit stop for lunch. We actually end up going to a Korean ramen place that I highly suggest you go to, and I would totally put the name in the description below, but I have no idea what the name of the restaurant was, not even in Korean, so sorry about that. But it is on the beach, and they do Korean ramen. Well, quote-unquote beach. It's a volcanic beach. As you can see, it's volcanic rock. They do Korean ramen, and they do sometimes live seafood and really fresh seafood on top of it, so it's highly amazing. It was great.
That's still moving.
Oh, it is still alive.
What's alive? The octopus?
Yeah.
Hold up. That right there, that might have been the best meal I had on this trip. It was so good. All of that seafood was fresh, and the ramen was delicious, and oh my god, it was so good. I just had to tell you guys that.
Smile, Jones. Or not.
Was moving.
So we stayed overnight at my cousin's place, and the next morning we had about a little bit of time to do one more thing. And what does Nikki take us to do? She takes us to the Hello Kitty Mecca of Jeju. Hello Kitty Museum. or Hello Kitty Island, whatever it's called. God damn it.
Nikki, you made it. Aren't you so happy? This is the greatest day of your life. Oh my god. Why are we here? Yeah. It's pretty large. The happiest day trip in the world. The happiest day trip in the world. Great. God, what is this? Nikki, you made it. Nikki's back at it again. She's addicted. She's addicted. Here it is. Let's go. Hello.
Oh, no, I got God. All right.
You get God.
So after the Hello Kitty Museum, it was straight back to Seoul. We didn't really have much time, and this was probably the part of the trip that was most rushed, unfortunately. But as we get back to Seoul, we go to a dog restaurant, so that should be fun. But first we need a quick snack, and the fastest thing to get in the airport, at least to us, happened to be Lotteria, which is, I guess, like the shittiest Korean fast food chain, or at least I was told that. It wasn't that bad. I enjoyed it. But maybe we shouldn't be eating it since 1979.
Oh, man.
So it looks pretty good. This is gonna be pretty tough. So we got back to the hotel room, and this is actually something I've been wanting to try, or at least here. I mean, I've tried it before, but it's called gimbap, I believe. It's like the Korean sushi type situation here, and we managed to get it from the old GS25, the convenience store, so I'm gonna try it. So gimbap differs in that it doesn't obviously have fish. Usually has a bunch of pickled vegetables, rice, seaweed, and either, like, I guess the imitation crab. Sometimes it has egg or spam or ham. So it's just a delicious meal, and this looks pretty good.
So now we're heading to the restaurant with my friend, and it's a dog restaurant, or at least it specializes in dog meat, which, you know, quite controversial, I know, but I had to try it where I could because I love food, so I wanted to try what it tasted like. This happens to be a Chinese style of cooking because there's actually a lot of Chinese immigrants that live in Korea, and particularly in Seoul. And this, so if I'm not mistaken, this restaurant is either run by Koreans that have gone to China, learned how to cook in a Chinese style, and then come back, or it's run by Chinese. I couldn't quite tell. But it's, sitting down on the floor, which is cool. That's something you don't typically do in America. And, there's burners on every table. The way they cook it there is sort of like a hot pot style, I guess. There's one large pot in the middle, and you can either cook raw meat or not. That right there is baijiu. It's a Chinese liquor. It's pretty disgusting. I wouldn't suggest trying it. But they gave us some pre-cooked meat, and so we sort of ended up, it's sort of like a stew. You end up adding that red sauce on the left over there into it, and that plate of meat in the middle there is actually, like the liver, the paw. This is ridiculous. I'm talking about a dog here. Oh god. But after, we cooked it for a little bit, it was quite delicious. We had to try some baijiu because, it's Chinese, so we had to drink the Chinese liquor. But it was overall a really fantastic meal. I highly suggest you do it if you can overcome your fear of eating dog. So that's about it for the Seoul portion of this trip. Tomorrow we actually end up going to Japan. That's super exciting. I'm excited to edit the footage, but you're gonna have to wait until next week for that. So with that, thank you so much for watching this portion of the series. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a thumbs up if you liked the video. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below. That helps me out too. And if you really like this channel, maybe consider subscribing. Hit the bell button, that type of shit. And don't forget to check out our podcast. It's on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play. It's also uploaded to this YouTube channel if you want it in video form. And thank you so much for everything, and I'll catch you guys next week. Peace out.